I just spent $3,500 on Apple's new Vision Pro headset, and everyone I know thinks I'm crazy. Everyone says that at $3,500, this is obviously not a consumer device. Okay. Everyone says the Vision Pro is just a glorified VR headset. Why not spend $500 and get the Meta Quest 3 instead? I don't want the Meta Quest 3. It doesn't interact or interface with any of the things that I do on my computer. They say the Vision Pro is a solution looking for a problem. I got problems. I'll throw at it all day. No questions asked. You see, maybe they're right. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe this device is going to be a fail and it's going to be forgotten about. Maybe it's just a gimmick. Or maybe they're spending too much time looking at where technology is instead of paying attention to where it's going. This is not the first time I've been in this conversation. They call me the MacWhisperer, and I have been using Apple products since before I was 10 years old. I had the first Apple II. I remember when I was 12 years old and the Macintosh came out, and people couldn't believe that anyone would pay that much money for a personal computer. I mean, outside of an office, why would you need a computer? What could you possibly do on a computer? Oh, right, everything. But nobody knew that then because we didn't have the internet yet. And computers were these big boxes that you had in offices that took up entire rooms. Not like something cute you put on your desk. But the Mac changed that, even though it was overpriced. In the beginning, the first Macs cost about $2,500, and people couldn't believe that you were trying to sell a $2,500 computer to consumers. But people bought it. And now that's like a normal price for a computer, right? And it didn't stop there. You see, when I was about 20 years old, I was in college, and I bought one of those Apple iBooks, the little clamshell, colorful iBooks that they had made right after Steve Jobs came back from Apple. I was the only student in my entire classroom for every single class in college with a laptop. They all looked at me. Who's this crazy guy? Why would he have a laptop? What's he doing with that laptop? And they would laugh at me. I've got my pen and notebook. I'm just going to take notes the normal way. You can use your laptop. But at the end of the semester, everyone wanted my notes. Why? Because I typed them instead of handwriting them. Because I knew how to use the computer and I could see what it was capable of. Was it the greatest laptop of all time? No, it didn't have a great battery life. It was too expensive and the screen was small. But it didn't matter because things would change. Happened again when I was 30. I was working in the film industry and I knew the iPod was coming. I'd read all about it. I'd learned all about it. In those days, there was no easy way to listen to music outside of an old Sony Discman. We all had our CD collections. And here comes all these MP3 players, and there were hundreds of them. And they were all terrible. It was impossible to get music from your computer onto these MP3 players, and the interface was super complicated and convoluted. And then in walked the iPod. Steve Jobs would stand on stage and say, 1,000 songs in your pocket. People would go, why would I want 1,000 songs? I just want this one album. They didn't see where it was going. They couldn't understand, but a year or two later, everyone had an iPod. It happened again shortly after that with the iPhone. A product that was so expensive that Steve Jobs had to discount it right after he opened up sales for it. How expensive was it? I don't know, like $600. But that was an insane price for a cell phone in those days. Even Steve Ballmer, the CEO of Microsoft, would famously say that no one was ever going to spend that much money on a phone. Except now we spend 2 or 3 times that much for phones every couple of years. Wrong again. History has shown us time and time again that if you look at where technology is, instead of where it's going, you're gonna miss out. How many times have you missed out on products or on things that would have made things easier for you, except it was too expensive, it wasn't ready, and you couldn't really understand what you would do with it? And this story has created my business as the MacWhisperer and has only fueled my passion for Apple products and solutions. To the extent that I've now spent 20 years calling myself the MacWhisperer, and I'm willing to take a bet the Vision Pro is another case of Apple surprising everyone. You see, everyone thinks it's a VR headset. Ooh, it's a VR headset, I can play some games in it. That's not at all what it is. It is simultaneously a VR headset and an AR headset, AR standing for augmented reality, and it's something new. It's a computer that we can interact with through our eyes and our hands. That's crazy. If you know how to use Siri and you know how to do things with your voice, imagine adding your voice, plus your hands, plus your eyes to all the things you do on your computer. How much easier could you do things without needing to touch that keyboard, without needing to grab that mouse, without needing to be sitting at that desk, without needing to worry about the size of your monitor screen and buying desktop computers so you can have bigger screens? The reality is, nobody knows what the Vision Pro is going to be. It's entirely possible it's a flop, it's a gimmick. It stays sitting in my drawer and I never use it after the first week. But I see what its potential is, and it has the potential of completely transforming how we use technology, how we interact with technology. It's not just a consumption device for me to watch great movies, but I'm super excited to watch movies with that amazing screening capability. But it's got so much more to it than that. And what's really exciting for me is that its potential is untapped. It will do things that we haven't even considered yet. It will open up avenues, create new applications, create new websites. It will alter how we do things in ways we can't possibly predict. But regardless, I want to be on that ride. How about you? Do you think I'm crazy? Or do you think I'm onto something here? Are you excited to try it out? Or do you want to stay as far away from that device until all the kinks are worked out as possible? It doesn't matter, I'll be your guinea pig. From the day that I unboxed my Vision Pro, through learning how to use it, through learning things that I can do with it that hadn't been thought of yet. You can be along for the entire journey with me by following me here and by clicking the link in my bio, which will bring you into my newsletter where we'll talk about all the things I'm learning about the Vision Pro and all the amazing things that you can do with it too. My name's Dylan Stewart. They call me the MacWhisperer, and it's my passion and profession to help you get more done with your Apple products than you ever thought possible. And I personally cannot wait to see what the Vision Pro allows me to do. Hope to see you on the journey.
That's nice.